you tired of waking from your anxiety-induced nightmares only to find that your phone's been hacked and all of your
selfies
have been uploaded to the internet? Today I'm going to be discussing some of the top security-related mistakes on your phone. You log into a banking website or app while you're out at the mall shop. You decide to connect to the public Wi-Fi because, it's free. And the service in the mall is... You're out at the mall and you log on to your bank account to see if you have enough money to buy that nice pair of shoes you've been eyeing. Well, that username and password that you just sent over the public Wi-Fi is transported to the bank's website and what's called a packet. You can think of the packet as an Amazon package with the information you just sent to the bank's website being the goods inside the box. Well, did you peep that shady character in the dimly lit corner of the food court? Well, he's got a program on his computer that can intercept and open your package, see where it was headed, and see the information. And I'm sure you can guess what would be next. And you're probably thinking, well, I don't have to enter my information every time I enter my bank account. Still applies, because instead of asking for your username and password, that website is now looking for a unique identifier that was previously assigned to you and stored as what's called a cookie. And you can think of a cookie just as a small piece of data. Those could be intercepted and viewed as well. The best way to prevent this from happening to you is to use a virtual private network, or VPN for short. VPNs connect your web traffic by setting up an encrypted tunnel before you send any of that good information off to any websites. And you can think of encryption as taking your plain text readable data and turning it into mumbo jumbo that nobody could read if they tried. And for the sake of my Amazon analogy, you can think of encryption as a locked box that contains your Amazon package inside. So if some online outlaw does manage to intercept your package, it's very unlikely that he'll be able to open it and view it, and we'll move on to the next target. And when choosing a VPN provider, do not choose a free one. If you're not paying for the product, then your information being sent over the VPN likely is the product. Passwords. Everybody's got about 107 of them. So normally we all just set them to be the same thing on every site, and that always works out great. If your password is something like 12345, you may as well just hand your information over to that shady character that was in the food court. I mean, you wouldn't replace all your doors on your home with paper and all your locks with tape.
And how do you know that I wouldn't do that? Huh? What are you, some kind of mind reader? Some kind of reader of the mind that likes to read minds through screens? You like being able to do that? Just knowing everyone's thoughts without their permission?
Are you done?
Yeah, that was a little out of pocket. I'm sorry.
Okay, anyway.
So sorry.
If you wouldn't do that with your home, why would you do that with your invaluable information? As you know, a lot of websites use your email address as your username. And truth be told, it's probably floating out there on the internet already. So once an online outlaw gets a hold of your email, they'll then use a program that can crack your password and try this on many sites in bulk with a bunch of other people's emails. It seems like something that nobody would ever do, but it happens. And an even worst case scenario, they'll try to crack your password to your email address. So imagine they go to your email provider's website, like Gmail, for instance, or iCloud, and they just spray passwords, use different programs, so on and so forth, and they get access. Then they can see every account you have and request password resets for them to make their job much easier. The best way to prevent this from happening is just to straight up use a strong password. A good password is going to be between 12 and 14 characters. Use at least one uppercase and lowercase, use one special character, use one number minimum. But we're all lazy and we don't want to do that. So my best suggestion would be to use a password manager such as 1Password. But any paid password manager should do. And they don't just hold your passwords for you like your friend would hold your drink when you're about to do something stupid. Most, if not all, of these password managers are capable of generating a strong password for you and autofilling that information, so you don't even have to do anything. It's done for you. You're that much safer. You're welcome. And to piggyback on the password stuff, for the love of all that is near and dear to you, use two-factor authentication. It doesn't matter if it's text verification, email verification, thumbprint, use something. So many account takeovers can be prevented just by using that one simple feature. And I know it's time consuming and annoying and inconvenient, but trust me, your bank account will thank you. We've all been there. Our phones keep asking us for permission to update, and we just cannot be inconvenienced to go without our device for 30 minutes. So we just keep hitting that later button. Think of an operating system as the brain of the phone. Just like our brains control and coordinate our body functions, the operating system controls and coordinates everything on and inside of your phone, including the physical hardware. And the same, of course, applies to smart home devices, computers, etc. It's also a bridge between you and those resources inside and on your phone. But what many people don't realize is that a lot of those updates provide security patches. When new bugs or defects are discovered for your phone, a hotfix will be issued for those in the form of an update. So continuing to delay it only allows more time for those online outlaws to gain access to your device. And trust me, if it's public information, they definitely know. And sometimes it is public information because they already know and have used it. Don't continue to leave your front door unlocked. So next time you're tempted to hit that later button, just remember, later is danger. And nowadays, most phones allow you to schedule an automatic update at a time that is convenient for you, such as 3 a.m. just after your midnight panic party. This is Jake. Jake is busy trying to find good deals on trendy clothes and gadgets. Jake remembers he got a text message a couple of weeks ago about last-minute Christmas deals and cannot pass it up. So skimming through the text, he reads something that appears to say Amazon.com, and that's good enough for him. But what Jake is actually taken to is a fake site pretending to be Amazon.com, and before he can even realize that, he's already made a purchase. They've got his information. And just to add insult to injury, those pesky online outlaws have installed a virus on his phone. Don't be Jake. Use good judgment when you come across these texts and emails. And I get it, we're all human. Can't miss a deal. So if you feel like you absolutely have to make sure you're not missing out, go to the known website. If it's not there, then it's probably a scam, unless you just missed the time period. And this does not only apply to retail messages. It's important to be wary of messages that are in a threatening tone, stress time, and claim to be an authority figure. And fun fact, if you're on a computer and you hover over the link, a little text box will pop up and it will reveal the full website name. So whatever they're trying to hide in there, you found it. Look at you, you detective. And remember the importance of updating your operating system? Well, the same thing applies to your apps. Most up-to-date browsers have plenty of security features to help you stay safe online. They can protect you from known phishing websites so you don't turn into Jake, and also provide indicators such as the lock next to the website name, letting you know that you're connected securely to a legitimate site. However, it is possible to fake that lock, so you're better safe than sorry. Just use the VPN. One extra measure to take is to use an antivirus program such as McAfee, Norton, or Total AV. Any paid one and reputable one should do. So pretty much anything that comes up at the top of your screen when you Google antivirus for my phone, and it'll do all the looking out for you. I hope you enjoyed learning about some of the common security mistakes made on phones and online in general. And if this is not new information to you, I hope I was at least able to make it a little entertaining for you. It's important to note that most things are never 100% effective in any aspect of life. However, using a combination or even just one of these things makes it that much more difficult for that online outlaw to gain access to your information and ruin your life. So you gotta ask yourself, take the time to protect myself, get hacked. And truthfully, the best way to protect yourself online is to educate yourself about internet safety and cybersecurity. Your support helps me understand whether the information was useful to you and if you enjoyed the video. So consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you like the content, and subscribing to my channel, because I have much more content in the works focused on mobile devices and Internet of Things devices, otherwise known as smart home devices like your Google Home, your indoor cameras. And these things are not as secure as you would expect. So you're gonna wanna find out how to protect yourself. I hope you found some humor in this video, but keep in mind, security is no laughing matter. So stay safe online, and I'll see you in the next video.